I,
Good morning.
when are you going to be back?
Tuesday morning.
Oh,
Base 32.
33.
Yeah, but I'm 32 on the bottom, 32B on the bottom.
Okay.
Hayush de kite edim. Two groups of two edim that came to testify. And Kafra Rishona, the first group of edim admitted that they were lying. And then the second. So we said they were both chayiv to bring a korban. Bishmashniat is chayiv the Kafra Rishona. The second one I understand, because if the first one said that they were lying, then the money was going to be levied by the second group. Ela Rishona Amai. Why should the first one be valued? Hakaima Hashnia. Even if their edus was rejected, you still have the second group. So their edus really wasn't the cause of monetary loss. The second group, at the time that the first group were found to be liars, were related to the first group through their wives. So they were posel edus. So therefore the whole edus was dependent on the first group. But Mishasayim were goysasois, those wives were dying. We have to say the majority of people that are on their deathbed are going to end up dying. And maybe we would say that they're considered not related. Since right now they're not dead and they're related, they were still considered roy leha'i. So somebody who's claiming money, Mishnah, Mashbi ani aleichem, says to two groups of edim, take a shvua, im lo tavo v'taiduni, that come and give testimony. Sheyeshli biyad ploini, I gave my watch to my neighbor, pikodon, utzumas yad, or a loan, or v'gazah, veda. And they say shvua she'enanu yorem l'cha edus. And they say, I take a shvua that we don't know, edus. Ein chayevin elachas. They're chayev one korban. But shvua she'enanu yodim. They take a shvua that they say, we don't know. Sheyesh l'cha biyad ploini, because they did it on their own. Not that they were caused to say it by the other guy. She'en l'cha biyad ploini pikodin tzumas yad v'gezel v'aveda, and they were liars. Then chayov no kolachas v'yachas. Then they have to bring a korban on each one. Or mashbiani aleichem lo savovus sa'idu sheyesh biyad ploini pikodon chitin so'er v'kusmin. They say I want you to take a shvua that come and testify for me that I didn't deposit wheat, barley, or rye with my neighbor. And if they say shvua she'enan edus, and they generally say we take a shvua that we don't know testimony, so ein chayav nalachas. But shvua she'enan edus sheyesh l'cha biyad ploni chitin so'er v'kusmin, if they detail, we take a shvua that we don't know that you had deposited wheat, barley, or rye with your neighbor, then chayuv al kolachas v'yachas. Then, if they're found to be liars, they have to bring a korban for each one. Another case. Mashbiani aleichem lo tavoy v'taiduni sheyesh li biyad ploni nezek. He owes me damage payment, or chatzi nezek, which is like if he was a short tam that had never gored before, gored, and that's knas, chatzi nezek, or tashlumei kefel. He owes me kefel, which is knas as a ganef, or tashlumei arba v'chamisha, a ganef who stole a sheep or an ox and slaughtered it or sold it, or sha'anas ish plani as biti, that person raped my daughter, or shapota as biti, or seduced my daughter. In those cases, he owes knas payment. Or shehikani b'ni, or he struck my child, or choval ben chaveri, or he damaged my friend, or shehidlik as gdish b'yom kippurim. He lit a fire in a field on Yom Kippur. Now, if they take a shvuah that they don't know this edus, and then they're found to be liars, harei elu chayavin, they have to bring a korban. Now, so again, the subject matter there will be, is knas considered like mammon or not? So, iboilu, we ask following question. Mashbia ede knas. Come and give testimony that this guy owes me knas. Mao. Is that as if they testified about mammon or not? I'll leave it up as a Reb Shimon lo teboilecha. Certainly they would be chayiv to Omar that if there were ede knas, but he admitted, and your amoide beknas is potter, but he says yavo edim via idu. In those cases, he invites the edim to come and pay. So even the knas is totally in their edus, and they're denying it. So then, of course, according to Rabbi Shimon, they'd have to bring a korban. Ki teboilecha alibi rabbanon. The Amri, if moide beknas, if somebody in Beis Din admits what he did, and even though v'achakach bo edim potter, right? So that's the shaila. So rabbanon dehasam kaman svirlu. Who do they hold like? Ilay called as Rab Shimon dehacha hakamar davar gon l'mamen kamamen dami. We learned yesterday that any edus that would lead to mammon, and even edim involved in the knas case, technically is something that's gorm l'mamen, because if the other guy had not admitted, he would have to pay based on their words. Elek rabbanon dehacha de'amri davar gorm l'mamen lav kamamen dami, that it's not considered mammon if it's only a grama. My. So kivan she'ilu moida mifter, since if the Baal Din would admit, he would have to pay the knas. So we would say that even if the Edim testified, lav mamoina kafirlah, they're not really denying money payment, they're denying knas payment. And therefore, you would not bring a korban. Well, lemaisa, we're saying it's potential that he could admit. Right now, he hasn't admitted, so their testimony would make him chayiv mama. So Toshma, come in here. Come and give testimony that he owes me nezek or chatzi nezek. We said here's chay. Now, chatzi nezek kanosahu. When a tam gores and pays chatzi nezek, that is only a fine. It's not mammon. So that seems to be a raya that even on a kanas case, they'd have to be chayiv a korban. So Kimandamar Pagan is Kamamoina, that's no Shaila. Hanilach Modamar Pagan is Kamamoina. Elamandamar Knasa Michael Amemar. According to the one that says Chatzi Nezek is a Knas, then why are they bringing a korban? So the Gemara answers B'Chatzi Nezek Shul Tzroirois, that if an animal walked in a street and kicked up stones, and those stones damaged something, that's called Chatzi nezek shel tzuris. The hilchas gemira, we have a mesora de b'moinahu, but that's really money payment, not knas. So there's no proof there regarding the knas. Toshma, tashlume kefel, that he owes me kefel, which is also knas. So the Gemara says we're talking about mishum karna. The testimony is about the principle, not the kefel. I have tashlume arba v'chamisha, that's clearly knas. Mishum karna, there's a principle. Then he has to pay 4 or 5 times the principle. They're testifying about the karna. What about onas ish ploni upotas biti? There, the whole payment of 50 shekel is knas. There is no moment there. Yes, says the Gemara, mishum boisha supagam. There's embarrassment and bad reputation. That those are momendike payments, not knas. So my kamashmalan, then the Gemara now says all the cases you just told me are really mammon. Then what's the whole chiddush? So Reish Achara Kamashmalan and Sefer Achara Kamashmalan. Both the Reish and the Sefer give us a chiddush. Reish Achara Kamashmalan Shechatzi Nezek Tzoros Mamoinu, to teach me this din that when an animal walks and kicks up stones and it damages something, that Chatzi Nezek is considered mammon. And Sefer Achara Kamashmalan about the case where he lit a fire on Yom Kippur. Shehidlik is Kedisha b'Yom Kippur. So, for example, if you lit a fire on Shabbos you're brought to Bezdin and you're put to death with skila. So anytime that you have a physical punishment, you don't have to pay the mamay. But what about Yom Kippur? Yom Kippur is kores, not skila. Lafuke mai, lafuke Rav Nachman ben Akanya, the Tanya, Rav Nachman ben Akanya haya oisu Yom Kippurim kishabbos l'tashlumim. He said Yom Kippur is like Shabbos. Ma Shabbos, you chayv skila, and therefore you don't have to pay tashlumim. Even Yom Kippur is the same thing. Toshma. Mashbiani aleichem im lo tavoy v'ta'iduni shehotzi ish ploni shemra al biti. He claimed that he married my daughter and that she wasn't a besula, which also they have to pay knas. We say chayavim. If they were liars, they have to bring a korban. Hoidem piatzmo, but if he admitted on his own that he was moitzi shema potter, there the payment is all knas. So why would it be chayv a korban? Hamani Rav Lazar Kab Shimon, who said yavo edim v'ya'idu, and then they'd still have to pay. Emasei. Hoidem piatzmo, if he admitted on his own potter. Well, that's back to asal rabbanon. So the whole thing here is knas, no mammon. So the Gemara says, no, the whole Barais is kula Rav Lezer Reb Shimon. V'achikama lo mishkachas lahodim if ne'atzma shabater. Yes, in a case where in he admitted he's potter, elahecha deleka edim klal v'hodim atzma. Let's say there's no edim, and then he admits, so then he's potter. But if there's edim, according to Lezer Reb Shimon, you still have to pay. Mishpat. Mashbiani alechem lo tavoy v'taduni shani koyim. He tells Zadim, I need you to come to Bezdin to testify that I'm a Kohen. Oh, Shani Levi. Or She'eni ben Grusha. I'm not the son of a Grusha. She'eni ben Klutza. She'ish Ploni hu Kohen. Or Nine Yankel is a Kohen. Or She'ish Ploni Levi. Or Eno ben Grusha. Or She'eni ben Chudetzes. In all these cases, they're potter from bringing a korban because there's no claim on money. However, if he says Sha'anas ish ploni is bito, give testimony that this person raped my friend, or Shapita is bito, or Shechavel bibni, or Shechavel b'chaveri, or he injured my friend, or Shehid l'gdishi b'Shabbos. Again, hare elu p'turim. In each case, there's misa on the avera, so you're potter from tashlumim. Taima, ish ploni Kohen, ish ploni Levi, your potter, because there's no money claim. But mana ploni biyat ploni, give testimony that he owes me $100. Chayovin. Haktani seifa. Ad shishvun piyat toveya. It's not enough. It has to be the claimant himself has to make them take a shvuah. Here, the shvuah is being put onto these people by a third party. He came with a document from Beis Din. We don't write a document like this on the talmud. That's, he already had denied, and then you don't make harshah. You would write it. Tan Rabba. Minayin shein hakosu medaber ela b'tvias mom. Where do we know? Where do we see that all these cases of shvua are when they're denying money? Rabbi Eliezer Omer Nemer Kan, it says v'hu aid o ra'ah o yada o in, many oaths. The Nemer lahalam by shvuas hapikodon, where I left my watch with my neighbor, and when I went to China, and it's not a loan, it's a pikodon. We also have o b'tzumas yad o begazel. Malahalam enu medaber b'tvias mamoin. So there, there's a money loss. Avkan enu medaber b'tvias mamoin. But there's psukim with many O's by murder. It says, O hishlich alav b'tzida, O be'eva hikau. Shehein oyin, umedabrim shelo b'tvias mamoin. There is no money claim. So done in oyin sheyesh mehem shvua, me oyin sheyesh mehem shvua. By ritzicha, there is no shvua. So the oyin that have a shvua are going to be learned from each other. Al yochichu oyin, the rotzech she'eni mon shvua. Oyin shel soita yachichu. Because it says, O avar alav ruach kina. So there's an O there as well. Shehein oyin v'yesh mehem shvua. The woman takes a shvua. Umedabrim shelo b'tvias mamoin. There is no money. So done in oin sheyesh ben shvua ve'eni mon kohen, because by shvuas hapikodon and shvuas edus, there's no coin involved. Me oin sheyesh ben shvua ve'eni mon kohen. Ve'ayo chichu, don't bring me sota oim. The rotzech she'eni mon shvua. By ritzicha, there's no shvua. By yochichu oin shel soita she'av pi she'eni mon shvua. There is a shvua, but yeshi mon kohen, but there's a kohen. Rabbi Kiva Omer v'haya ki ersham la'achas ve'ela. Shvuas ha'eda. Shvuas ha'edus. To teach me yesh me'ela shu chayiv, v'yesh me'ela shu potter. Some of these cases you're chayiv, and some of these cases you're potter. How does it work? Ha'ketzad. Tavo momon chayiv. If it's a claim with money, and they take a shvua that they don't know edus, you're going to be chayiv a korban. But anything else, davar acher potter. Rabbi Yosef Lili Oimer, Hareyu Oimer, v'hu aid o ra'ah o yada. Be'edus hamiskayemes b're'iyah below yadiyah, b'yadiyah below re'iyah. You either see and you don't know, or you know and you don't see. How does this work? Re'iyah below yadiyah ketza. Mana manisi l'cha b'fnei ploni ploni. I counted out $1,000 to you in front of these two people. And the other says, Yavo ploni ploni v'yidu. Fine, let them come and testify. Zui re'iyah below yadiyah. He doesn't know why he counted out the money. It may have been a loan, it may have been a pikodin, it may have been a payment of a debt. So that's b'li yadiyah. Yadiyah below re'iyah ketzad. Mana hodisa li bifnei ploni ploni. I admitted that I owe you money in front of these two witnesses. And the guy says, Yavo ploni ploni v'yidu, let them come and give testimony. Zuhi yadiyah. So he knows that there's a claim regarding a chol, regarding a debt below re'iyah, because there was no witnessing of the payment of the loan itself. So it's either re'iyah below yadiyah or yadiyah below re'iyah. Those are the cases where it would be by dinei mominus and nothing else. Rabbi Shimon Omer, chayiv kan v'chayiv b'kodin. You're chayiv a korban with a shvuas ha'edus, and you're chayiv a shvuas ha'pikodin. Ma'lahola ein medaber with v'yas moment there. If you leave a watch with your friend when you go to China, it's a money case because you want your watch back. Avkan ein medaber with v'yas moment. The odd kavachomer. There's a kavachomer from pikod. Ma pikod and shasapot noshim kanoshim. There, women are made like men. Kroivim kirchoikim, psulim kiksherim. V'chayev al kolachas leachas yichayev for each case. If they bezdin v'shlob, if they bezdin ein medaber b'tvias mamoin, and yet it's got to be a money claim. So Eidu Shlosa Banoshim Kanoshim, but if there's a testimony where women are not included, so Alachas Kama V'Kama is what the Kavachomer is going to end up saying. Okay. So today is Wednesday night, Thursday night, tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Okay?
All right.
Thursday night. Have a good day.